Ladies and gentlemen, this is internet personality Vangelus here with a review of the SIC Kiwami Tamashii Kamen Rider Hibiki. This toy is the debut of a new line by Bandai, the SIC Kiwami Tamashii line, and I've got to say, he's a very, very impressive start. This line really blew me away in many regards. I was not expecting to be this pleased with it. The price point combined with the sculpt, paint apps, posability, it's all just a wonderful package. I'll tell you the price after I show you some of what you get with this toy, but as you can see, the detail is really hard to top. He's really well done, kind of shrink down of their larger SIC Hibiki sculpt, and the paint job, he's like covered in it. He's got this really great kind of reflective dark purple on the suit, just like the show suit did. Overall, just very impressive stuff. Also impressive, and again, another thing that surprised me was his posability. You can see he's got a bit of a limited, unfortunately, ball joint for the neck, a ball joint on the chest, a little bit limited again, fully posable shoulders and elbows, double jointed elbows, and a really interesting design on the shoulder where this piece is actually separate and kind of floating, so the shoulder gets full motion. Again, the legs, I thought they were going to be kind of stuck like this, but no, they're fully movable, free range every direction. The ankles get the really just solid forward and back and a side-to-side swivel, and the knee, this double-jointed knee is one of the most organic double-jointed knees I've seen on a toy this size. Really impressed me. Unfortunately, though, he does fall flat in one regard, and that would be the accessories. Now, most of his accessories are on the belt, and they're just decorative. The henshin tuning fork, the disc animals, which, by the way, on mine were a bit loose. I had to thicken that peg a little bit with some super glue or nail polish. And the Ongekibo Reka. You get this version, which is the stored version. Now here's, again, this is another minor down point with this toy, is to arm him, you gotta remove this whole thing and replace it with a version that is empty. So it's a completely different little clip. Now, this does make sense, because these are supposed to get a lot longer when he's holding them, and I'm okay with that. And similarly, you swap his hands to his only pair of alternate hands, that being the ones holding the weapons. And again, I can deal with that, that's cool. It's nice that you don't have to worry about finagling the toy to hold his own weapons. The part that's kind of annoying, though, is that you're going to notice these weapons, they've got nothing on the end. You have to take the little demon heads off of the stored version and stick them onto these ones. Now that, I just don't understand why they did that. I don't really see how it could have saved them money to not just sculpt this on both pieces. Honestly, these are two extra pieces of plastic. If anything, I feel these might have made it cost more to produce. And maybe we lost out on something that this toy really could have used, that being more accessories. Quite specifically, I feel that this guy should have had at least a couple more hands. Maybe one hand that's like a fist with the pop-out knuckle spikes, maybe a saluting hand for his signature pose. Really, that's my biggest downside with this guy, is his accessory count is extremely low and just doesn't feel like he has enough. However, for his price point, that's not all that bad, because this guy costs $10. I'm not kidding you, he retails for $10. Online, maybe you'll have to pay an extra $5 shipping. Still, that's less than $20 for this guy. If he was $20, I would be harping a lot more on his accessories, or lack thereof. But as he is, this is really a great deal. Honestly, if you're only passively a Kamen Rider fan, if you only just think the designs look cool, even if you're not a Hibiki fan, this line, for its price point, is just such a good deal. I can't get it across enough. Unfortunately, though, its size, which is approximately 4-ish inches, does make for one other point of contention. That being, he's not really in scale with anything. He's too small, of course, to work with Sochok Henshin figures, because they're about a few heads taller, and this is one of the older ones. This is before they became fig art size. He's also just a little bit too big to work alongside the Hasbro 3 3/4-inch lines. I mean, you could use your imagination a bit and just say, oh no, it's not Hibiki, it's like some other dude who's a lot taller. And then I guess it kind of works. The real sad part, though, and this is the part I think a lot of Kamen Rider fans were hoping would not be the case, is when you dip into Motion Revive, which are the 3 3/4-inch Kamen Riders, you're going to notice that he's also a lot bigger than they are. And that's a shame. It pretty much means that this line, SIC Kiwami Tamashii, is going to be kind of standalone on your shelf. It's only really in scale with itself, although we do know there is a Ryuki coming down the line, and that's good, that's great. I hope that they eventually cover at least all 10 Heisei riders, or the main riders. But, yeah, unfortunately, if you're looking to mix this guy in with other lines, it's just not going to work, and the Motion Revives really just don't look right with him. Very unfortunate, I've got to say. But, again, these complaints would be a lot bigger if he was $20, then yes. But since he's $10, I can let a lot of this slide. Really, that's just how it is. The guy's price point is incredible. He's like, shipping aside, he's basically how much you're going to pay for a lot of those Fury Files Marvel superheroes. And when you put them next to each other, now I'm taking like the best of that line. I'm taking Iron Man here. Really, I'm not seeing how they're worth the same money. I think this Hibiki's a way better deal. But that's just me. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this review. I hope this has opened your eyes a bit to a line that got very little publicity, and maybe has convinced you to pick it up. I think it's really worth it, and I'm looking forward to seeing it at least get 9 more figures. If it gets less than 9 more figures, that's going to be a bit of a shame, because this is a great thing that Bandai's got going, and it's a great way to open up SIC to people who don't want to drop the money on the larger, more elaborate figures. So, highly recommended. This is Internet Personality Vangelus signing out. I hope you all have a lovely day. I hope you tune in for more videos. And remember, with training comes power! Oni, men trained to hunt Makamo. Nightmare creatures that live in the forests and prey on humankind. When they find a foe that they cannot stand against with their own power, they... Ishinomori eyes! His weapons, they're... painted!